welcome to another Treats and Eats Copycat recipe video here on Dole Whip Wishes and Castle Dreams. I'm Castle Cara. I'm so glad you could join us today. We've got a delicious dessert recipe coming at ya. It's actually really simple to make. As you can see, I only need 4 ingredients for this recipe. So let's not wait, let's jump right in. We're gonna head on over to Epcot, specifically their French Pavilion, to make some velvety, delicious chocolate mousse. We're gonna start, we've got our 1.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. We also have 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Now I like to get the mini ones. I feel like they melt just a little bit quicker and easier. And then we've got our butter. We need about 1/3 cup of butter. And then just 3 eggs. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna divide the yolk and the egg whites and use those separately. So we actually only need 2 egg yolks, but we need 3 egg whites. So I've got 3 eggs there. Now to do that, you're just gonna crack them open and you're gonna carefully start to pour the egg white out and just kind of rock the egg yolk back and forth between the 2 half shells until just the yolk is left. And then you can put that into a separate bowl. So to get started, we're gonna head on over to the stove with our double boiler. Now with a double boiler, you've got your pan on the bottom and then it's got about a couple inches of water depending on how big your bottom pan is. And then you're gonna put your double boiler on top and you'll get it nice and hot and then pour in your chocolate chips. You're gonna melt those down. Now, if you don't have a double boiler, you can do this in the microwave. You just have to be super careful because if you can overcook chocolate. So you want to put the heat really low. You're going to want to, if you've got a melt function, absolutely use that because it kind of lowers the heat a little bit. You're going to just do a little bit at a time and then stir, 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 and then cook, heat it a little bit more and stir, stir, stir. And you don't want to overdo it because then the chocolate is no longer melted and it kind of just crumbles and it's no good. So once it is melted, you're going to remove it from the heat and you're going to go ahead and dump in that butter. Like I said, you kind of cut it up into little chunks just to help it melt easily. And then you're going to stir that in with your chocolate, get it all nice and evenly mixed in there. And then once that is done, you're going to add in your egg yolks. Again, using a wooden spoon, it's just a little bit easier to get everything mixed properly. Spatulas can be a little slick on, especially with the egg yolk and stuff. So I found that the wooden spoon really helps the best. You're getting that all mixed in there, and then you're going to set it aside to cool. While we're waiting for that to cool, we're gonna go ahead and work on our egg whites. We're gonna put them into a bowl and we're going to beat them until they're stiff, okay? You'll see they start to form little peaks and that's how we know that it's stiff. About halfway in between doing this, we're going to add our sugar and kind of mix that in and then continue to blend until we see those stiff peaks. Got it ready to add together. Our chocolate is completely cool and our egg whites are nice and stiff. You can see in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just carefully spoon in a little bit of the egg whites into the chocolate, okay? And then what we call folding it in. And that just is kind of what it sounds like. You just kind of take a little bit and you just fold it over. Just nice and gentle. Okay, just to kind of break up that chocolate a little bit, and you're just gonna kind of fold it in. Okay, mousse is a very delicate dessert, so we don't wanna manhandle it too much, or woman handle it, I don't assume. Okay, so then once we get a little bit of that in there, we're just gonna carefully fold in the rest of our egg whites. Okay. All nice nice and mixed. Ooh, looks delicious, smells delicious. Once we're done doing this, we're just gonna put it into our little containers and we're gonna put it in the fridge for about 2 hours to let it really set, okay? All folded in. And the chocolate kind of wants to stay at the bottom. So make sure you're really getting under there and kind of bringing it up and folding it over. So you want a nice even mixture. You shouldn't see any chocolate swirls in there when we're done. Still seeing some in there. All nice and mixed. We're gonna put it in our container. I bet you thought I forgot our sprinkling of pixie dust. For those of you that don't know, we like to do a little bit, something a little bit extra, just to add a little bit more magic, kind of like Disney does every day. We call it our sprinkling of pixie dust. It doesn't have to be anything big, but today I'm going to be using, for my sprinkling of pixie dust, this really cute glass. Instead of just putting it in a bowl and being boring, I'm gonna put it in this fun martini glass, and we're going to refrigerate it that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour in my mousse. Oh, it looks so good. Okay. And then I'm gonna stick it in my refrigerator for, like I said, about 2 hours and let it really set. So see you in just a little bit. And here it is 2 hours later. You can see it's in there. It's nice and thick and looks absolutely delicious. You can feel free to garnish it however you want. Maybe you want to do some whipped cream, some chocolate shavings, maybe some fruit. That would be absolutely delicious. It's entirely up to you. But I hope you enjoyed this copycat recipe video from the French Pavilion, this chocolate mousse. Again, super easy to make. If you're missing Disney, you can get a taste of it at home, which is why we started this YouTube channel, to help you curb those cravings while you can't get to Disney. We've got plenty of other copycat recipe videos as well. We've got a whole playlist of them, so be sure to check those out. We also do tips and tricks for visiting the parks. If you have a trip coming up, we've got lots of great ideas for you. We've got a whole playlist of those as well. And for those of you that are crafty, we've got a playlist of Disney crafts you can make at home too. Maybe you need some help passing the time until your next trip, or you want to put a little Disney magic in your home. Those crafts are great for that. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you join our YouTube family. And you're also going to want to tap that bell so you can be notified anytime we have a new video coming out, because we also do some Disney giveaways. So Disney merch that we pick up in the parks, we like to give some of that away. So be sure you tap the bell so you don't miss any of those episodes as soon as they come out. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed this, and we hope to see you really soon.